Andy Looney takes us to the Emerald City, and sheep are found on Times Square. Hello and welcome to the inaugural version of Pulp Gamer Prime. I'm Don Down.
And I'm Scott Forster. Today on the show, we get to talk to Andy Looney, and sheep are invading Times Square.
But first, this just in, Pulp Gamer has a brand new show, but you know that already because you're watching. Welcome to Pulp Gamer Prime. This is our community show.
Right.
Keep you posted with what's going on in the Pulp Gamer community and beyond.
Everywhere.
Hope to be catching, like today, we're going to be talking to Andy Looney a little bit, as you mentioned, and have all sorts of fun little bits coming up. If you're getting this visually, you kind of get an idea of what's going on already. It's a show. It's on YouTube. It's at pulpgamer.com.
Right.
If you're on our Pulp Gamer Facebook, you're going to be able to see our cute little smiley faces up there.
Hopefully.
But if you're getting the audio version, what this means is that you're subscribed to what used to be the Pulp Gamer Hardcore feed.
Right.
This is kind of our catch-all that we used to release all of our podcasts, all of our hobby-oriented podcasts, kind of a collection of those, in a way that you've been used to listening to us, because predominantly in the past we've been very podcast-y.
Right.
Now, of course, shooting to the new video format, we didn't want to alienate you, so while you can look at our smiling faces, and we encourage you to go to pulpgamer.com and take a look at what the visual, because there's some added elements that you're going to see today.
See, nobody gets to see this part when they just get the audio. You screwed it up by announcing what it was. I was trying to keep them in the dark,
true.
But I guess that'd be rude.
Well, we are going to try to make some attempt to, of course, obviously keep this as entertaining as we can.
Right.
For the audio, because like I said, this is how our audience has been consuming us, and you can't watch YouTube while you're driving in the car.
Well, if you get one of those fancy little iPad on the steering wheel.
On the steering wheel.
Right.
This is a fancy idea.
Yeah, no problem.
So anyway, Pulp Gamer Hardcore is now the Pulp Gamer Prime podcast, and that is going to be the audio version of this show. If you're used to probably getting out of character, if you want to continue to go getting out of character, you're now going to need to subscribe explicitly. We've had the two feeds separate for a while, the two programs separate for a while, but now you'll need to the rest of you will have to very explicitly go to either iTunes or whatever it is that you use. Go to the website, and there's subscribe buttons, and you will get the audio version. Now, if you want to just continue watching the video, then just go to the website and send Pulp Gamers. So that's what's going on.
That is what's going on. What's going on in Times Square? Sheep. Invasion of Bob and Angus. Mayfair Games was at New York Toy Fair last week, and they took a version of Bob and Angus along with them. The news rams were seen vandalizing a Settlers of Catan ad on the Jeffreytron, which is this Jumbotron that Toys R Us has in Times Square. It's very cool. The ad's going to continue to run for a couple months, so
I think more than that, a few months actually.
Yeah, and Times Square gets 500,000 visitors per day.
This guy put together the ad, by the way. Good job.
It looks thanks. Good. Yeah, you like that?
You weren't going to plug yourself.
No, I wasn't going to.
It's
fantastic work by whoever did the video production on that thing.
That's what your strategy is.
But 500,000 visitors per day. That should be some great exposure for our favorite news rams.
Yeah, no kidding. We've been doing, that's something else to check out while you're at the pulpgamer.com and YouTube and various other places. Go watch the Bob and Angus show.
Seriously.
We've had a lot of fun putting together that show. It's a couple of puppets, and hopefully we can get one of them on our show one of these days. That's
hopefully. You got to talk to their agents. Got to talk to their people.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. I think their agent is like a sheepdog or something like that.
Undoubtedly. Yeah.
I don't know.
Somebody has to manage that.
We'll have to try it. Also, we are fortunate now to be working with Looney Labs in development of some of the videos, starting with Fluxx, brand new video that we've put out in cooperation with Andy Looney. A great new game, Fluxx. We love Oz. We love Looney
Fluxx.
Labs, love Fluxx, and love Andy. So we thought we'd bring him onto the show. Andy, welcome to Pulp Gamer Prime.
Hi there. It's great to be here.
It's good to have you. Let's start with, just what prompted you? Are you an Oz fan? What prompted you to develop Fluxx?
Oh, sure. Well, I like Oz from way back. It's been always a favorite to watch. Back in the old days of far fewer TV channels, it would be the big annual tradition. Oh, Wizard of Oz is on TV, and we'd all watch. But
of course,
one of the reasons we decided to do it now, it's not that I'm particularly a huge fan per se, just that it seems to be everywhere you look right now. There seems to be this sort of resurgence of interest. We've been hearing about a lot of new movies that are being made, and Wicked, the Broadway musical, has enjoyed so much success. They're making a movie out of it. And somebody suggested, actually, Robin, our COO, was the one who really said, "Hey, how about that?" And I said, "That's a great idea." And part of it too is the book is in the public domain, so it's easy enough for us to use that. We don't have to do a contract or pay a royalty or licensing or any of those things. So that was another motivator. But mostly it's also one of the things about when you're picking a property to pair with Fluxx. Fluxx is such a crazy, anything can happen, topsy-turvy kind of game that we like properties that are similarly kind of crazy, anything can happen kind of settings. That's why, for example, Monty Python Fluxx is such a great pairing of theme with the game. And Oz is just a perfect example of one of those. You never know what's going to happen in the world of Oz.
I was going to get really serious with public domain if you want to go there. But
well, you go ahead.
There was some sort of talked about legislation ruling by the Supreme Court last month that brought some public domain works back under copyright law. Can you talk a little bit about the risk involved as a game developer making something in the public domain under this ruling that public domain isn't forever and maybe they could just yank, the rug right under your feet?
Yeah, you're right. That's a very recent ruling that, is a little worrisome, frankly. It seems weird and wrong that you could say, "Oh, this isn't public domain anymore." It does seem like it's, from what I've read about it, it's a fairly narrow kind of situation that we're kind of coming into compliance with the way things are in other countries regarding certain works. But I found it to be a worrisome rule, frankly. I hope it doesn't set a precedent that allows it, because this is one of those things that once something has been around a long enough time, it should be just that anyone can make use of it. And instead, we live in a world where we're extending copyrights for longer and longer times after the original author is dead. And it's so that the estate can continue controlling it. That doesn't seem right to me either. So I don't know.
I think also, maybe more importantly, is once it's declared public, how can you just reverse something?
I know.
Like
I was really pretty stunned by that new ruling.
Yeah,
I think I've right. And I agree. It gives people like me pause, even when we think, well, this should be safe and this should be something we can create and have forever as our own version. What do you mean it can be taken out of public domain? That's crazy talk.
Yeah. So, on a personal note, I understand you're going on a cruise next week.
Yeah, that's true. We're lucky enough to be going on the Joko Cruise Crazy #2. It should be quite a hoot. I expect there's going to be a lot of gaming there and various geek-level celebrities like Will Wheaton and, of course, Joko and Jonathan Hodgman and various others. And me and Keith Baker.
and Andy Looney, of course.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm expecting to have a great time with it, and I gotta go pack actually. So, how much longer are we going to talk right now?
Yeah, we can get out of here. Is there anything else important that you want to say?
Nope. I mean, thanks for playing my games. I always say that. I always appreciate anyone who takes the time to learn my game and give it a try. And March 23rd, please go to a game store and buy Oz Fluxx. If you haven't already got it on pre-order at that point, you can walk right in and just buy one.
We're looking forward to getting our copy.
Thanks for making the great games for us to play, Andy, and thanks for taking the time to join us.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure.
And there you have it. Andy Looney.
There you go. Thanks to him for joining us on our inaugural episode
of Pulp
Gamer Prime.
Special spot, Andy.
That's right. You are guest number 1. Thanks a lot. And I think that's a show.
It's a show.
All right.
Thanks.
See you later.
Bye.
PulpGamer.com